Hello guys and welcome back to the Euro Roundup where me and Pat, yes this gentleman just here, look at the highs and lows from across the continent. Pato, let's jump in there with our first winners of the weekend, it's Juventus.
Yes, they faced off against title rivals Roma, and beat them 1-0 despite putting in a pretty lacklustre performance. They have still been sensational this season. They're 7 points clear at the top of Serie A. They've conceded less than a goal a game. They've scored more than 2 goals a game. I don't want to spoil it, but that will result in winning games, generally.
Good formula.
Yeah, it's good. But look, Higuain netted his 10th of the season. Despite that slow start at the beginning, got a little bit of criticism, but now 10. Pjanic, actually, who also joined in the summer, 5 goals, 4 assists. So those signings seem to be working out pretty well. Now, Juve only had 40% of the possession in this game, which is unusual, and only 7 shots to Roma's 10. But they put 6 on target, while Roma could only get 2 on target. And this is probably a product of the fact they took an early lead and just basically shut up shop. They knew that Roma couldn't get through them, and they once again showed their dominance.
And the old lady, Pat, just hates a draw, doesn't she?
She loves it.
Absolutely despises them. That is 17 league games without drawing. They have lost in that period, so just distorting the truth there.
More impressive.
But more impressively, they've equalled a home record that they set back in 2013 of 25 league victories on their own turf.
That's mental.
That is chicken oriental. But do you know what's not impressive?
Edin Dzeko.
Nailed it. He only had 2 touches in the old lady's box the whole 90 minutes.
She does not like a touch in her box.
She does not like being
She'll
touched
make you
in the
pay
box,
a lot if you want to touch in her box.
And, completely unrelated to this game, but it's on down the sheet, so I will read it out. The defenders are doing the business at both ends of the field. Highest scoring defenders in the league, so well done Juve. Pato, do they need to do anything in January?
Probably not. They're going to walk away with the league. Congratulations, Juve, on another Scudetto. Laters. First up in our losers category are Monaco, who had a chance to go within 1 point of Nice, but only could manage a 3-1 home loss against Lyon, mate.
Okay.
Tiémoué Bakayoko got their consolation goal.
Going Bakayoko.
He's been doing this all morning, and he was probably their man of the match. It was a pretty unimpressive performance. They're now 4 points off Nice, still ahead of PSG, who are dog shit, but they're not quite where they'd like to be going into Christmas.
Of Louis van Gaal coming in for Unai Emery.
That is a vicious rumour. Jesus. What a nightmare that is. But look, this game, very, very toughly contested. More than 40 fouls were committed in this game, which is a league high this season. And there was a costly off-the-ball incident in this game. Mendy, the left-back for Monaco, absolutely booted a Lyon player in the back of the leg. It was about 30 yards away from the ball. That's not something Joe would say, you know, like an exaggeration. That he genuinely was 30 yards away from the ball. Got sent off, and from then on, Monaco were in deep shit. Lyon edged the midfield battle. They won 26 tackles to Monaco's 20. They also won a penalty, so they could have won this game by an even greater margin. Thankfully for them, Alexandre Lacazette, it was an absolutely appalling effort.
Absolute P-roller.
Tapped it into Subasic's hands, but Valbuena scored a corking goal, mate. They were all singing hi-ho. Like, he just taps it in from across. It was a lovely finish, and Monaco were really outclassed as soon as they went down to 10 men. And
unusually for them, they're outdone, as you say, at the other end of the field as well, even in terms of attempts. 13 to Lyon, 17. Only 4 on target out of that 13 to Lyon's 10.
Wow.
Falcao was very, very guilty of wasting possession in good positions as well. He was dispossessed 7 times.
Costly.
Very costly. In fact, that's the word I've got down on my sheet. The 12 and 10 man was also outdone by Lacazette, who took his chance. He only had 2 shots, much like Falcao, but he took his chance when it was presented to him, and that was in the form of Savic's high-fiving the ball out from the corner. Really poor. He's volleyed it in, took it really quickly. It was quite nice.
Yeah, it's a lovely finish.
And yeah, it sunk them, essentially. But Thomas Lemar, the Monaco player, heavily linked with Bayern, he'll be wondering how he's on the receiving end, how he's on the wrong side of this result, sorry. Pretty much, he got an assist, he got 53 complete passes, which was a game high, 6 complete dribbles, and 9.1% of the possessions game. Possessions game? The game's possession early. Anyway, so...
It'll be interesting to see if he stays there. He's been linked to Bayern Munich. He's also been linked to Spurs, who are looking for some creative backup to Christian Eriksen. But what do you guys think? Would you take a punt on Thomas Lemar or not? Let us know what you think in the comments below.
Our next winner's Pato of Villarreal, who are having a sensational start to the season after meeting Atletico Madrid 3-0 and now sporting 3-1, mate. Hugely, hugely impressive stuff. They find themselves in 4th. Do the Yellow Submarine. above Atleti.
Wow.
Oh, really, really impressive stuff. Do you know what else is impressive? Pato, not the real Pato, the fake Pato, who plays for Villarreal, completed 7 dribbles against Gijon in one game. That's the most of any Villarreal player since 2011. And, my friend, Jonathan Dos Santos doubled his La Liga goal scoring record by scoring a further 2.
Ooh.
So, congratulations to you, Jonathan. And the goal they conceded was absolutely hilarious. I don't know how that looping header has gone under the crossbar, but barring that, they are building their success on a rock-solid foundation again, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Well, it's good to bring in quality coaches. It's an area where a lot of teams fall down. They think that they'll just buy good players. They don't pay enough attention to making sure the coach fits in with the style. But Escrivá has done that. He's built on that defence really, really well. They've conceded 11 goals in 16 league games this season. Bear in mind that Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid have conceded 14 and Barcelona have conceded 15. That's how good their defence has been. And it's especially impressive given that they lost Alphonse Areola, who was their keeper last year. They lost him back to PSG. He was only on loan. And they lost Eric Bailly in the summer to Man United. So with that talent deficit, you'd have thought that there'd be some sort of like reversion to the mean, but actually they've been sensational.
Reversion to the mean?
Yeah, goals are coming from all around the squad as well. If you look at the stats from all competitions this season, they're not reliant on any one player. Sansone has 7, Pato has 5, Bruno, Soriano and Manu Trigueros all have 4, and Bakambu and Dos Santos have 3. So it shows that they can actually now absorb any particular injury, that the rest of the squad has the ability to deal with it. Villarreal, you're riding high, and we hope it continues into 2017. AC Milan are next up in the losers category. Since beating Juventus at the end of October, they've been all over the shop, and they drew 0-0 with Atalanta this weekend. That makes it 2 losses, 2 draws and 3 wins in their last 7. You never know what you're going to get. The Forrest Gump of football. Anyway, they had a subdued first half. Kuchka, Lapadula, not particularly exciting. Still unsure why Lapadula's starting over Bacca, but would give Vincenzo Montella the benefit of the doubt. Bonaventura, though, pretty impressive. 5 dribbles and carved out 3 shots for himself. So he was a kind of one-man band in attack, while on the other side, Alejandro Gomez and an ex-Milan trainee, Petagna, they were very impressive for Atalanta.
Yes, mate, they were very industrious, and that's probably why Atalanta created more chances than AC. They had 14 shots to AC's 11. And, mate, as you just alluded to, Lapadula, suspect, Suso, they were completely stifled out by the likes of Conti, who's the right-back and captain, Caldara and Gagliardini, the CDM. Between those 3, they completed 13 aerial duels and 10 tackles. What a trio, all homegrown as well. So congratulations to Atalanta for bringing those boys through. AC Milan now find themselves in 5th. That's 4 points above Atalanta, mouthful. 2 points behind Roma in 2nd, so still firmly within the race for 2nd. And yeah, no one's going to win the league, are they, barring Juve? But who do the Rossoneri sign, Pato, in January?
Well, it's difficult to know. You think that they might need an elite creative talent because they're still playing Suso, who obviously shows flashes of brilliance, but is not that consistent high-level creator that they need. On the other hand, Montella is a very good coach. He's the best coach they've had in a while, and maybe he just needs some time to get this squad to gel. But they also need a long-term striker replacement for Bacca because he's not getting any younger.
Maybe we throw it out to you guys. Who do you think AC Milan should sign? Let us know in the comments below. Our next winners, Pato, are Mario Balotelli's Nice, who edged out Dijon Mustard 2-1, with the Italian scoring a brace. Love that second goal. I mean, he's about 3 yards offside, but it's a very deft little finish. Anyway, he's just returned from a calf injury, so well done to him for hitting the ground running. That's 8 goals now from him. Nice have lost just 1 game, Pato. They're 4 points ahead of any league rival. Great weekend for them with PSG and Monaco fucking up, as we discussed before. And their sensational defence is at the heart of this. Much like Villarreal, they are building out from the back. Dante is a man rejuvenated. I thought he was turd when he was at Bayern, but he's proving his doubters wrong by putting in some lion-like performances at the back, Pato. They've conceded just 13 goals in 18 games. It's the best record in League One.
It's not bad at all. In fact, and they've also scored more than every side except Monaco. So they're really doing the business at both ends. But in this game, they somehow mustered just 8 shots, despite the fact they were playing at home against the side in the relegation zone and without a win in 8 games. So really, they should have been looking to batter them, but they did get the win. And Balotelli and Alassane Plea have been sensational up front. They've got 18 league goals between them. Plea's got 10 goals and assists. He's 23, he's fast, he's strong, he can play wide as well. How long Can they hold on to the young Frenchman? He's been fantastic. 10 goals in 17 games, mate. Speaks for itself. Linked to Southampton and West Ham. Will he be on the move in January? Can Nice push on for the title? More questions. Let us know in the comments below. Our final losers are Valencia, who have now got 1 win in their last 6 games after losing 3-2 to Real Sociedad. That puts them down to 17th in La Liga. I believe they're on 12 points. Not good. Sociedad, on the other hand, go all the way up to 5th. And it's not surprising they got the win in this game. Sociedad have won 4 of their previous 6 encounters and looked in the mood. Willian Jose, the young Brazilian, he's been sensational. Put them 2-0 up within 25 minutes. Both goals headers, both came from corners. Couldn't tell if it was man marking or zonal marking, which I think is always the sign of a good defence. But look, the 25-year-old Brazilian, that's Willian Jose, he's been at no less than 8 teams already. Fact. But he does seem to have found a home at the Anoeta. He has 7 in his last 13, so he's been great this season. They've been looking for a replacement for Griezmann ever since he left, and now they've got a good partner for Carlos Vela.
Yes, he looks like a very interesting prospect, mate. Was once of Real Madrid and Real Madrid B fame. So a little known fact for you.
I've sized someone down, mate.
Cesare Brandelli's men were totally in net this game. Passo 36% possession in the front 3 in their 4-3-3 could only muster 3 shots between them. Really poor stuff. Goalkeeper Rulli, the Sociedad goalkeeper, only had a solitary save to make. It was all very poor stuff, and the only Valencia players to come out with it with any sort of merit was captain Parejo and midfielder Suarez. The former put in a monstrous 6 tackles and scored a penalty. Carlos Vela, though, Pato, talking of penalties, the penalty machine Carlos Vela, he missed one. But he did set up a delightful goal with the outside of his boot, which I watched at least 3 or 4 times. Cancelo, who looks like he's on his way to Barcelona at the end of the season, he was sent off for a 2nd yellow at the end of the game. But Pato, we'll talk about outgoings. Who can they bring in to save themselves? Because it's pretty unforeseeable the fact them going down to Segunda B now.
It's weird, Valencia, because you look at their squad and it's not bad at all. There's no way they should be in trouble. Maybe they need a better coach, but there's been so much change there. You just think that they've got to be able to get it together soon. Do you have any suggestions for how Valencia can stop the rot? Are they even going to stay up this season? Let us know in the poll above whether you think that they can stay in the top flight. A few special mentions just to wrap the show up. In our winners category, we've got Ingolstadt. They were bottom of the Bundesliga a couple of weeks ago, but back-to-back wins against Leipzig and Leverkusen, of all people, have lifted them out of it. Incredible. Real Madrid won the Club World Cup final. They now have gone 26 games this season without losing. That's the first time they've done that in their 114-year history. Sevilla and Barca both won 4-1. Barcelona's goals in particular, you should check them out. Messi has just humiliated a bunch of guys. They'll never get an erection again.
He's retired, 4 blokes.
Yeah, and Suarez, he scored a goal from an Iniesta ball over the box, taking it in stride, held off a defender and slotted it away. It's lovely stuff. Stop saying slot.
Right, my shout-outs are Luke Morales, who said City should be in the losers section for that horrible backwards Gundogan shirt
That's a great shout.
pre-match. What do you guys think? Was it a nice touch or was it totally over the top?
Rubbish.
Nick thinks Inter should have been in, to which I disagreed because they've only beat Sassuolo and some other second-rate Italian teams in recent weeks. Pablo Claus thinks Villarreal should be in the winners section. Tick.
Well, you got your wish, mate.
So you're welcome. And Michael Silva actually sent me 3 winners and 3 losers. He's practically done our job for us and probably better as well. He thought Benfica, Juventus and Napoli should have been in the winners section, and Arsenal, Torino, mainly Joe Hart, and Roma should have been the losers. We also have Alex, who thinks Roma on losers or Juve on winners. So you got your wish, didn't you, mate? Merry Christmas, my friend. Thank you for your submissions. Keep them coming in. And yeah, you'll probably get a shout out. So yeah. So that was this week's Euro Roundup, guys. We hope you enjoyed watching it more than we did presenting it. Dreadful scene.
It's been horrible, it's freezing. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out the latest episode of Stat Wars, where Chris has an amazing story about a guy who worked for the SS and captained France at a World Cup. What a dick.
Did win this week, didn't I, mate? So, and as ever, guys,
the scores it only went up 2 days ago.
To like and subscribe.
You've ruined it. You've ruined the surprise. Fuck this.